Hello. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you watch this. Welcome to Light Work. I'm Fifth Degree, but you could call me Fifth. Okay, so ultimately, it's been a minute since I've been on here, and I did it on purpose, right? I needed a break. Y'all. I love you. I promise you I do. But within me even saying I love you, right? A lot of people like to take that for granted. That's what I'll say to that. That being said, this reading is going to be for cardinal signs. That's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Yeah, that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North. Right? I'm not going to say this is for Venus. If it apply or it fits for Venus, then it'll apply or fit for Venus. Right? If you like to book me for your own personal touch of clarity, you could do so at lightwork@gmail.com. Alright? I'm going to do this reading real quick. And then depending on what's going on throughout the course of this next week, I'll get some more done. I'm not going to say exactly what it is I'm going to be doing, right? And the reason why I'm not going to say exactly what it is that I'll be doing is because I've learned, right, that when I say I'll do something, then there will be a couple other things that'll come into place, right, with a few other people. Yeah, that'll be like on some setup shit. And it's one of those... ain't nobody got time for all this craziness, right? I just want to be able to do my job, do my purpose, and then opposed to, because I'm not big on the griping a whole lot. Yeah, and I ain't got time to be fucking fighting and arguing with nobody. So ultimately what I'm getting from that is, within me sitting in this particular energy of Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, right? Yeah, not wanting to fight. Not wanting to fight, not wanting to have to deal with a fight, not wanting to having to play the damn games, realistically setting the boundaries, standing strong in them. Makes a lot of sense considering we do have Lilith in Cancer right now, and I'm thinking that Pluto was in retrograde. I think Pluto is about to come out of retrograde. We also have Saturn retrograde going on, and then shortly... depending on where you are energetically, because if you are at a level energetically to where you could feel where it goes retrograde months beforehand, you probably already feeling some of the effects of what will be taking place in Jupiter or preparing for it. Ultimately is what will be going on with that Jupiter and Venus. And Venus has a tendency to typically go retrograde around the summertime. Right, so are you preparing for that? That's that part, especially if you're an intuitive or you're a person that's like really in tune with what will be going on, right, with yourself and with your situations. And sure, if you're adult about the situations, right, and you're not trying to get over. Yeah, so just paying that some attention, right? So hopefully Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, hopefully you guys are doing all right, right? When I start feeling a little bit safer in real life, I'll start breaking them down a little bit more. I said what I said, and whoever watches this, I want you to pay attention to what it is that I said, because I'm not about to play these games with y'all again over here on YouTube. I'm hoping that gets understood. All right, so let's see what we got put out. Yeah, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, y'all need to pay attention to your root chakra thinking. You really do. Out of survival and all this other shit. Because when a person says what I just said, whatever energy it is, right, that would call themselves trying to communicate. Yeah, they're not trying to necessarily communicate from the spiritual aspect alone. But this is about the controlling aspect that'll come into place. Yep, victim and joy. Victim and joy. So in one's heart, when a person is a victim and how they can still find joy. That's one of them, and not being confused. Alright. So that's some of the stuff y'all gotta pay attention to. Oh, so you want to know what this is? You want to know what this is about? Alright, so in the chakra cards, right, one of the things that come into place with this particular card is, first you get one, right, where it's talking about the trickery, right, and you have to decipher whether the trickery portion is from the squirrel, whether it's the squirrel that's the trickster, or it's the dragon that's the trickster, right? Now here's the deal that comes into place with it. it's not gonna be about the dragon or the squirrel. It's gonna be about the innocent bystanders being the victim, right? And realistically, this would be a tree. It would. Ultimately, the tree, family tree, different. Yeah, so what would have been planted about joy? This could be a person too. Right? Yeah, this could be a person as well. And a victim, and having a victim mentality inside one's heart, and it gets one going. Right? Or wanting one to have a victim mentality. So that's something else that you're gonna be paying attention to. And when you get this perception, because when it comes to place with this green stone, I'm thinking about like the emerald portion. Yeah, because some of the stuff is with the perception of the, yeah, one of them is emerald tablets. That's something that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking will have something to do with this. But how the higher self would adorn and transform. And being a victim of one's joy. Oh, wow. Being, yeah, in the community. Okay, yeah, this isn't about the happiness. This is about joy. Yeah, because one of the things that comes into place with joy that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put out here, a lot of people and the perception of it, right? Being happy that they a victim. The victim mentality. And it being balanced or just, right? Yeah, in short, when you're dealing with someone who's abusive and now they're the victim of their abuse, ultimately is what that boils down to. With them being inside one's mind as a student. In short, some of this stuff gonna be about some social media communities that some people was studying from and a part of, and the attempt to manifest some things. To manifest, yeah, this kind of, I ain't even gonna lie, it's kind of like some sadistic stuff that will be going on within Libra energy and love and reciprocation, right? Or the next 2 months there being reciprocation and transparency and being able to see through things. See through one, so that there would be the feeling of stability and truth, right? And and truth. Now the other thing that's gonna come into place with this, yeah, I ain't even finna lie, cause you know them elephants came up, y'all. In short, how if you within the animal nature, right? Within the animal nature and the animal perception, right? How it is that one would view, right? What would be going on with that elephant? Ultimately is what this is going on. Yeah. Okay, I got a little bit of time. Ultimately, that's what's going on. What would be going on with the elephant? And in short, is to show you that when a person is a victim, when a person is a victim for a really long time, and clear out your root chakras, ladies and gentlemen. Clear out your root chakras and root chakra and your third eye and your throat chakra, right? But what the elephant is teaching us is the truth that comes into place when you hurt somebody, and a balance. And when you have as a balancing system an eye for an eye, a life for a life. Yeah, because one of the things that the elephants will remember is how they were hunted down and they had to mourn so many deaths for their tusks with ivory. Yeah, you're damn right the elephants are going to remember that. So it's not just rage from just, I'm just saying, you got to pay attention to all of it. And then knowing about the manipulations, right? Knowing about the manipulations, knowing about the karmic energies that'll come into place, and then how they wouldn't know things, but they would be spying and collecting information inside of one's head or studying inside of one's mind. Right? Yeah, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. With the Cancer aspect, you got to pay attention to all those different times. Whether this is you or the other person, has to pay attention to all those different times when you was inside of somebody else's head collecting information. Or you were taking, joy in somebody being down. Yeah, that goes to the whole needed to be needed situation that can or will come into place with Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. But right now, we talking about, for real, Cancer energy. Right? And how in a darker zodiac. Cancer, that's what it seems like is going on, that you be acting out of your darker zodiac. Yep, with the Prince of Cups and with that manifesting, right? So the realness of one being able to manifest. Of an apology being able to manifest, or cause for there to be communication inside one's mind. That's the other portion. 7 months ago. That's the other thing. 7 months ago, there was a dude. I'm going to say a dude, right? There was a man, right, who would have communicated with you about being a student. Yeah, this could certainly be a student or a counselor. Could be, it's either student or a student. Some is going to be about students. Some is going to be about counselors. Some is going to be about you having to really remember all of what it was that would have taken place in your manipulation within the breaking of the ties and planting 2 seeds. So for some, it's going to be within the planting of 2 seeds. It's going to be about some twins being born. About some twins being born. Actual twins. I'm not talking about twin flames. I'm talking about actual twins in the community. And that's the other port and portal. That's the other part that comes into place when you're looking at what would manifest and what would constitute as twins or twin flames. Because it would constitute as a light, right? That's the other part that can or will or does come into place. But with being imbalanced, with there being an imbalance inside one's mind, what would the communication and not being able to talk? And then there being this virtue and the Prince of this. One not being able to move in, so breaking the tie, so one couldn't move forward. Yeah, part of that is gonna be like the whole, as they say, dark night of the soul. But the other thing is gonna be an army veteran that would have passed away. Yeah, it would have been a lieutenant who would have, as a family lineage, right? So that's some other stuff. Yeah, and sure, what it is to be a servant, be of servants in real life. And what it is that one would have an abundance of thought about, like 4 people being inspired. 4 things inspiring some thought for one's study into the divine feminine. And how it would balance. Anything else? Yeah, ultimately what I'm getting from this is the more you know. Yep. The more you know, as it would pertain to being enlightened and having illumination. Right, and then there being victory, right? So in a spiritual contract or regular contracts, black and white, the victories that'll come into place with either the police. Okay, victories that will come into place with either the police or even ambulances, military, yeah, and how within the spirit being able to go on another day, what will be revealed is the commitment to the ending of cycles. The commitment to ending the cycles. As one would be enlightened with the influence of being enlightened about one's impulses. And knowing it's the realness of someone manifesting, or it would be the realness of one's talent that'll persuade ultimately persuade or be highlighted in the divine feminine aspect. And the other portion of it is that I ain't even gonna lie, this is, yeah, whenever I see this particular cross, it reminds me of death, right? So the different, and that'll be the other part, being a student in the death rituals. That's something else that's coming into place. How there will be priestesses with death rituals, or and what would constitute as death in this, because we don't see the death card, but transformations, the transformations of spirit. All right, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that will be going on. If you'd like to book me for your own personal touch of clarity, you can do so at lightworkandlightworkllc@gmail.com. Okay, because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It is not light work. That's why you have to stay light while you work.